Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I wanted to talk on a comment that I got on my last Just a Robot reaction video. Not a video from his channel, but a video about him. So yeah, whatever that video was, I don't remember the title of it, but anyways, yeah, man, those videos are entertaining. Hearing different people's opinion on him and stuff. Yeah, that stuff is entertaining to me. It's insightful, like you're learning something about this guy. But lately though, I haven't really been seeing no content. There's a couple of videos that I've seen where I was like, okay, I'll to support the creator, I'll react to the video and stuff. But as far as like any new information being like said, yeah, no, it's we all have our mind made up about Just a Robot. Bro is creepy, he's weird. And it's funny because on the last video that I did, and it overall confirms to me that he's still got fans out there. I mean, people are like, I guess, like trying to get him to come back and stuff to YouTube, because I have seen some comments and people where they were like, trying to defend his actions, and I'm like, there's no defense for that. All you're doing is letting me know that you are also weird. Like you're trying to defend this guy, and he did one of the worst things that you could possibly do on YouTube. Not only that, he messed his career up in the process, but it's like it's been a build up. So like seeing people defend him, I find it funny, because I'm like, I guarantee and I promise you, my thing is this: if there's nothing wrong with what he did, you do the same exact video that he did. You go out and do a video where you're defending a pedophile or a groomer. Matter of fact, do a video where you're defending Cinnabare03 in a way where I guess it will get the crowd to understand your perspective on the whole situation. But that's the funny thing about it. His fans, it's like they might be a little bit on the dumb side, but they're smart, because they know that they're not going to do no video like that. All the times I've challenged these guys, I'm like, that's one of my challenges for them, though. Do a video just like how Just a Robot did. If you really support this guy, yeah, do a Cinnabare defense video. I would love to see that, all right? But like I said, I know that they're not going to do it and stuff. So, but anyways, on the last video I did where I was reacting to a video about Just a Robot, somebody commented underneath that video pretty much saying that Just a Robot is living rent-free in my head. And I wanted to talk on that, and then also kind of just, pass on some advice to content creators out there and stuff, because seeing that comment, I'm like, I don't know how he could be living rent-free in my head. Like, if I see a video that pops up about him, yeah, I might check that video out. But there's been times where I have seen videos about him, and I'm like, all right, I mean, yeah, there's that, and then I move on. But the thing is this though, from just a 24-hour period, I would have to say that whenever I am doing a video about Just a Robot, whenever you'll see a video that I'm doing, like where I'm reacting to Just a Robot or talking about Just a Robot, that's the only time he's getting out of me throughout that day. So to say that he's living rent-free in my head, where let's sit down and talk about his fan base. Let's talk on what they've been doing, over the past 9 years of our drama and stuff. I've been stalked. I've been harassed. What else? There's even the one dude, he even came out in a video and said that he's always gonna be watching me and stuff. And this was at a point in time where I didn't have 100,000 subscribers. This was at a point in time where I wasn't getting hundreds of thousands to millions of views across my videos and stuff. This was at a point in time where I was like, yes, you can come to my channel and do some damage. And that's what their intentions were. Like, they wanted to ruin my career. And when it's like, when I sit down and I think about that, and then it's being flipped, but that's something that I've said numerous times, that those guys, like, anything that I call them out on or something that's fitting for them, they like to flip it back on me. So when you sit down and you think about it, right, I do this video where I'm reacting to something about Just a Robot. How did you find that video? And that's the thing where it's like, yeah, you can come up with some lie talking about, oh, it was in my recommendations. We all know that video wasn't in your recommendations. My thing is this, yeah, there's been times where my videos have been recommended to people, but when it comes down to like, cause I would still call myself a small YouTuber. I'm not like on no Mr. Beast level, but at the same time, I'm a lot bigger than I was back then, but I still consider myself a small, like, just overall content creator and stuff. So that's why I'm like, if my videos get recommended to you, you most likely done watched my videos before. So that's why I'm like, fam, who's really living rent free in the other person's head? Like that stuff that you guys sit there and think about, like when you make statements like that, you have to, and it's, my thing is this, it's a statement that can't leave no breadcrumbs. It can't leave no trace. Every time when somebody makes some sort of comment about me, it's like, fam, I would have to say that it's like playing the first level of a video game. Like, they're so easy to respond to, bro. I'm like, fam, people, say something different. But no, this time around, it was different. I'll admit, this was my first time seeing that somebody said that Just a Robot is living rent free in my head. And I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, when you see somebody, and this is just my perspective on the situation, but when you see somebody that has spent 9 years, still to this day, fans is coming after me, threatening my life, but when you've seen a fan base and a YouTuber go after you for 9 years, and then they finally get a taste of their own medicine, it's how can I put this in an example? It's kind of like an explosion going off behind you or something. Like you're not just going to be like on some, oh, cool, guys don't look at explosions. No, you're going to turn around and see what's going on. So when seeing all the stuff that Just a Robot is going through, like not even with the Cinebear crap, but with the other crap, like stalking people at VidCon, being racist, being sexist, and openly, like, being like, he came out, he don't want to admit to the racism stuff because he knows like that would pretty much be the final nail in the coffin. But it's like, it's one of those things where it's just, I guess I like seeing him as a racist. It's like, it's kind of like seeing me as a black person. Like, it's clear as day. Like that's why I'm like, it really trips me out though that that it's just nobody hasn't really touched up on that. I feel like that should be the, but I don't know, like that's the thing, it's the time frame of this whole situation. I feel like it's still pretty young. I guess like if I could talk on the future of Just a Robot real quick, this ain't gonna be the last time he gets canceled for some stuff. I feel like that the next time he gets canceled for some stuff is probably gonna be something that we already know about. But if it is something new, like that's the thing, I'm like, it could be a bunch of different things. I do feel like that's going to be it for his career. Like, so that's why I feel like that he's trying to walk lightly when it comes to content creating stuff, and he ain't trying to start no drama with people because he knows that people have so much ammunition against him. Like, yeah, at one point in time when you seen how he was like 5 years ago, or even a little bit before that, like 6 years ago, and I just remember that was like when the drama really started escalating. He started growing more as a YouTuber and stuff. And you look at that, you see from that time frame where he was untouchable. Like, no, that I will admit that he definitely was untouchable. Like, you could not make a, because I remember when I called them out for being a racist back then, nobody talked on it, so like that's why I'm like, now I feel like that, yeah, there's so much ammunition against him that my thing is this, if he does decide to get back into the drama scene, it's gonna have to be some fake drama. It's gonna have to be with somebody, and that's and it just be funny because I feel like that's something that he would do. He'll just go and have one of his friends like, oh, do this response video to my video, and so we could kind of just trade blows and go back and forth with each other and things. I like if that's the thing, somebody that just they itch for drama, like they live for the drama. Just the Robot is somebody that lives for the drama. That's why I'm like, like saying that he lives rent free in people's head. I find that funny where it's like he's the one that has came out and said that he's still holding on to grudges from stuff that happened 10 years ago. 10 years ago, where most likely the person he's holding that grudge against, they done forgot about him. They done forgot about this, I guess, whatever they did to him and things. But he's living rent free in our head. Like that's what I'm trying to process. That's what I'm trying to figure out, because when you look at him and his fan base, I mean, if we even just talk on the last fan of his I was dealing with, the one that was threatening my life, harassing me on Twitter and stuff, when you sit down, you think about that, that guy has been stalking me for years. Because I think I had mentioned that before. I talked about that, where I was, because Instagram got this feature where you can send messages to yourself. So I know for a second I was doing that, because there would be at times where I would find videos that I want to talk on, like just scrolling through my phone. And then I would copy the video and then send it to myself on Instagram. So there was at a point in time, because I was just using that. It's kind of like Google Drive, some stuff like that. But anyways, I remember I came across this account that was like, they were just like leaving a bunch of different comments and stuff. And when I looked at the name, it was the same name of that guy that was stalking me not too long ago and threatening my life and stuff, talking about, oh, he's on my way to my house and all this other. And I'm honestly trying to process it, because people, I feel like they would hear this and they'd be all like, oh, he's living rent free in my head. Fam, he approached me. He started threatening me. That's the funny thing about it. It's like, if I never would have came across these people, I wouldn't have had no reason to make videos. Let's just sit down and talk on what would it be like if me and Just a Robot hadn't gotten into it. I still would be doing the same thing that I was doing, I guess the day before I found out about Just a Robot. Nothing would change. But I do feel like that Just a Robot, he wouldn't be where he's at, I guess more so fan base wise. Because I'm pretty sure he gained some subscribers off of me. I mean, you look at some of the videos that he's uploaded about me, they got a lot of views. So I imagine that either he faked his views, faked his subs, he didn't fake something. But if not that, and it was just, natural, like he naturally gained those views, he naturally gained those subscribers. Do you honestly see himself being where he's at today if he hadn't made the videos? And let's just, I guess, like bump it up a little bit more. All the drama videos that he done uploaded, do you think he would be where he's at today if he never would have uploaded those drama videos? Because take away the drama videos, right? Take away, I guess, any other form of content that Just a Robot and uploaded onto his channel and stuff. What do you have? You have a person. You just have like some random man that don't nobody know. Like he's just a normal citizen walking down the street. All right, maybe that might be. No, I feel like that's going too far. Let's backtrack. Let's backtrack. Take away, I guess, like his most viewed content, and just leave like the content that nobody really talks on, nobody don't really care about and stuff. Do you honestly think you would be watching Just the Robot's videos, even if we're just using the drama videos as like that's the main content that's leaving his channel? Do you still think that you as a Just a Robot fan, because I guarantee and I promise you a Just a Robot fan or Just a Robot himself is either listening, one of them, or if not all of them is listening to this podcast episode. But do you think that you would still watch his videos if he hadn't been doing the drama videos? Now be honest with yourself. Like, because my thing is this, that's just a personal question for you. You don't have to comment underneath my video and lie. Like, that's a personal question for yourself. Now, if you said yes, then yeah, you're genuine. If you say yes, you would still watch Just the Robot's videos, you are a genuine fan of Just the Robot. But if you said no, point proven. Who is going to sit around and watch a Just a Robot video? Especially if you don't even know. Like, the thing is this. he grew a lot throughout the years, but I feel like as the years go on, he's going to, I guess, like, I guess, yeah, pretty much be like a dead channel a lot quicker than he grew. So and the thing is this, I feel like kind of now it's taking some time. Eventually, and I don't think he realizes that, eventually he is going to get back into uploading a lot of different videos. People are going to find out who he is. People are going to find out what he's about. They're going to see my videos. They're going to see the other videos that's been uploaded onto him. And then it's just going to be a constant cycle of him going through some annual cancellation and stuff. Pretty sure I'm like, yeah, we're in the 8th month of this year. I guarantee and I promise you, in the next 4 months, he's most likely gonna get canceled if for either for something else, or people are just gonna bring it back all over again. Like, hey, remember this guy defended a pedophile? Remember how he was stalking people at VidCon? Not 1 year, but 2 different years. Remember he was saying racist stuff about people? All these different things that he's gonna have to answer for. And that's the thing. I feel like that he hasn't properly answered for that stuff. So like that's why it's just, I personally just think that he ain't gonna last. But I as far as like the rent free stuff, like him living rent free in my head, far from that. Like the funny thing is that I could, and I remember I did that before, where I deleted all the content and I just focused on myself. I did that in 2020. I was like, I'm not focusing on him no more. I could care less on what videos he uploads about me. He wants to upload another video, even though, because I remember seeing that he said that the only way he'll make another video about me is if I went to jail. Funny thing is, next time he did make a video about me, it had nothing to do with me. I've never been to jail. I have no reason to go to jail. So I'm like, where does that even, just saying, I'm like, did you mean that in a racist way? Like, what am I going to jail for? So that's what I would like to know. What possible reason would I be going to jail for? And I'm like, please, I would like to know. Because I just know he's going to say something racist. But anyways, it's funny though, because the next video he makes about me is pretty much trying to gain some views during my time last year when I was uploading the voiceover videos, and I was having a successful run with the voiceover videos. I mean, uploading video after video, and they get millions, hundreds of thousands to millions of views and stuff. I'm like, yeah, that's some. It's still something that I think about till this day, where I was like, man, that was crazy. I'm like, I gotta have those moments again. I gotta get back into doing the voiceover content, more voiceover content. But what reason would I have, during that time frame, what reason would I have had to make a video about just a robot? I'm getting millions of views. The funny thing is, his most viewed video has even broken millions of views and stuff, but I'm getting millions of views off of my videos. What reason would I have to upload a video about just a robot? Like, that's what I would like to know. I guess if somebody were to ask me and be all like, hey, who's this just a robot guy? Because that's the main question that I've gotten from people when they see my content and then they see his content, pretty much his content tied along with mine and stuff. They always ask that question, who is he? And the funny thing is, I do feel like a broken record while I'm constantly having to tell people, but that would be the only reason that I would have had to do videos on him at that time frame, is to just overall tell a story. Like, okay, so this is how it all happened. This is what, led to this moment. This would led to that moment and things. That would be the only reason why I would have to talk about just a robot. But even if, like, let's say he was having a successful moment. Let's say he was, growing and all that stuff, gaining his subscribers back, gaining hundreds of thousands to millions of views and all that stuff. I would have no reason to make a video about him. There is no reason to make a video about him. So that's why I'm like, when you sit down and you think about it, because I'm saying, like, even during that time frame of 2020 all the way up until last year when he was going through his crap, the one time where I did make a video about him where I was calling him out on his behavior and just some stuff that he said was when he did that video where he was explaining how EDP 445 could have gotten away with being a pedophile. And he's trying to make it seem like that's a joke. And I'm like, fam, I guess maybe because like you're not in a position of having kids, like you're not really a father figure, probably ain't had one in your life. And so that's why you just, you don't really care about kids' well-beings, but you upload videos like that and people are supposed to just look at it as normal. It's not normal. It's not normal to upload. But overall though, like I said what I said I need to say about that. That was the first time I made a video about him where it was something new. Before that, the only time when I would make videos is when people would ask me, who's this guy? And I'm like, you know what? It would be a lot better if I just made a video and talked about it. Because if I had to type about all that stuff, I'm pretty sure if my thing is this, on your way to work, or if you are on a lunch break, or if you're on a vacation, wherever you might be at, whatever you got going on in your life, I'm pretty sure you ain't trying to read some like multi-paragraph long comment and stuff. Because I'm like, my thing is this, so much has happened over the years where I'm like, it's new things that I can like. It's kind of like, how like when they be having like them old fashioned like movies and stuff, and they were like, oh, like the Wizard of Oz extended cut, the Wizard of Oz with new behind the scenes, the Wizard of Oz on Blu-ray with new behind the scenes, extended cut, the extended of the extended cut. Like like that's what I feel like what I'm doing when I'm having to do a video retelling the story of me and Just a Robot's beef. So that's why I'm like, yeah, the funny thing is, I remember that was one of when, like, he started going through all his crap and drama and things. That was one thing that people were asking. They was like, how do I know him? And just even the times where I've done interviews, people have asked that, like, how do I know him? How did it all start? What's going on? What happened? So, yeah, I'm like, my thing is this. There always is going to be a story to tell. But, like, as far as anything new, yeah, I guess it really is left up to him on what new thing he wants to do to just piss people off and stuff, because he is like, that's the thing about him. I've dealt with him long enough to know that this isn't like his last drama video. That ain't gonna be the last drama video that we see. He gonna find a reason to start some drama with somebody, whether it's me, whether it's somebody else, but he gonna find a reason, and it's just gonna pretty much put him in the dirt all over again. So, but overall, as far as the he's living rent free in my head, fam, I do not need Just a Robot. I don't need his content. I don't need nothing of his advice. I am doing, the funny thing is, I proved to each and every one of his fans that I did not need his help. I didn't need his advice. I didn't need nothing from him. The funny thing is, and it's like, yeah, going back to when I'm blowing up last year with the voiceover content and stuff, who needed who in that situation? he makes a video about, he said the next time he will make a video about me is it's because I'm going to jail. He makes a video trying to explain to people, where am I at right now, when they very well could just go open up YouTube, click on the search bar, type up TMossBoss, and then once you press enter, my name pops up, my videos pop up. You could easily click on my channel. What sense does it make to watch a video where you can very well look to see where I'm at in seconds? So my thing is, and I remember watching that video, I'm like, what did we learn from this? Like, that's why I'm like, the thing is this, I guess my advice to Just a Robot, if you're going to do a drama video, do a good drama video, but at the end of the day, like, and then, yeah, talking to his fans, them saying that he's living rent free in my head, far from it. The funny, like I said, I don't need Just a Robot. I'm doing perfectly fine without him. Matter of fact, I'm like, after I'm done with this podcast episode, it's nothing but focusing on my 50 different YouTube channels, what voiceover content I can do, what podcast episodes I can do, what new games I can check out, or even old games I can check out. I'm focusing on bettering myself, because I realized that I gained more. Like this right now, just, yeah, talking about Just a Robot, I guess, like, I wouldn't call this practice, but yeah, it's pretty much, like, okay, I got some free time until whenever and things, and yeah, I'm like, let me just go and spend some time talking on this real quick. But trust me, I'm not gonna spend the whole day. I'm not going to have all his channels open up and, social media accounts open up and all that stuff. I ain't trying to infiltrate his fan base. I'm doing perfectly fine focusing on myself. So, anyways, with that being said, yeah, people, sit down, think about the statements before you make it, or I guess, like, now that that's been debunked, think of something else to say. Think of something new. Think of something that's a little bit more challenging, so I can, respond to it in a way where it's like I'm really. But that's the thing. It's just with his fan base, they're on that spectrum of they don't really know a whole lot, So, like, yeah, trying to, arguing with them, it's just okay. Like, I guess like for when I get into an argument where I know that I'm gonna get angry and stuff, I guess this would be good practice and things, So, but anyways, yeah, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.